Hello everyone, Dibz here, and welcome to the next episode of Overwatch Analyzed. Today we're going to be looking at COIL, who is a mid-diamond player, and we're going to be analyzing his Tracer gameplay on Ilios. As y'all know, King of the Hill or Ilios is a very good map that Tracer strives on. And yeah, since this is a higher SR level game, we're going to be kind of looking over about what can be improved more in depth rather than the basics of Tracer. So yeah, if you guys want to actually look at the gameplay yourself and kind of figure out where your analysis goes in line with mine, you can go to this time right here. I'll put it in the description below. And yeah, other than that, let's get right down into the gameplay. Alright, so before we dive right in, we're going to look at the comp that COIL is running with. It's actually a really good dive comp, except for the Roadhog. I think the Roadhog could either be another DPS, or at the current meta, it could be a Diva. It's kind of out of place. If you saw this a little bit beforehand, you could ask the Roadhog if you could play something else. I'm not exactly sure what he can play, but you kind of want to be able to fit your comp into the best one that you can get. And I think Roadhog just kind of sticks out. Maybe a Diva or a triple DPS dive would work a lot better here. But since that's not the case, we're just going to see what you can work with here at the moment. So already starting off, I do see that you're not really being aggressive with your blinks. I feel that at the very beginning of a battle, Tracer should be the one going in first, not towards the direct front, of course. You want to be going around the side, onto the left, or maybe onto the right, and try to get a good position around the enemy. You don't want to be going with your team during the first fight, because a lot of the times there's spam going on, and you can take a lot of unnecessary damage, I think. So you did a lot of damage. You were focusing the Ana pretty well. That's a good thing. You always want to be going for healers and support first, making sure that they get low, and then your the Genji can dive in and finish her off, right? So that's good. That's good. I really like what you did so far there, but I think a little bit more importantly, position yourself a little bit more early on. And also, that was a little bit of an iffy ultimate. You really didn't have to use it to finish off the Roadhog. He was the only one here on point, and even if you did kill him, he would get staggered for sure. But I wouldn't consider that to be a prime target to use your post-bomb on, especially because he has a lot of life. Okay. First of all, Roadhog is a tank who doesn't have a lot of people crowded around him most of the time. He's not like a shield. He's not a Roadhog. He's not a Reinhardt. So I would say he's one of the last tanks that you want to stick. So I would say save your sticks a little bit more, and try not to use it on Roadhog as much if you don't have to. Alright, so you're being careful about the Junkrat tire, which is very good. Don't want to be in if you don't have to. Diving in on the healer support, nice job. Really good 2-clip on the Ana. Very nice. And trying to stick the Roadhog again. I mean, I'm not entirely against sticking a Roadhog, but I would honestly wait until he's low before you do it, because you're probably not going to be able to kill him with one pulse bomb, right? He has to be low in order to do so. And also, if you want to use your stick, if you want to use your ultimate, one of the biggest tips is to actually use it whenever you are really close to your enemy. You don't want to be lobbing it from far range, because if you do, it gives them a larger or a longer time to kind of avoid it, because it has to stay in the air until it hits something, right? It's easier to dodge, right? The closer you are, the faster that it will actually stick to that target. And yeah, just try to be as close as you can before you're sticking your target. It's actually a very strong tip, and it's very useful. Avoiding the Roadhog cut, pretty good. Building your ult charge off of him, very nice as well. I think you could have actually gone towards the back line. You don't have to be in the back of your own line dealing with the Winston. Your team can take care of that. Throwing a post bomb on the floor, not too bad. It was kind of weird though, because it wasn't really crowded in that area. I would typically do that too, but then only if it's like in the middle of a big giant group. Going for the Widow, not bad. And you hooked up. You know that she's low and she hooked up away. You could have actually gone to the right side instead of the left. I'm kind of chasing just a little bit. You don't want to chase too deep, of course. And you actually only took 4 damage right there. You're at 146 out of 150. You were not really in a big, dangerous situation, I think. Yeah, you could have actually just continued fighting. You didn't have to go for a health pack. You're being a little bit too careful. Just a little bit too careful. You could be a little bit more aggressive, especially if you're at full health. Yeah, try not to go for the health packs if you don't really need to. I would actually be going for health packs only if I'm like at around 100 life. So if you're like 125 or 130, you don't really need to be going for a health pack. Kind of want to save it for those emergencies that you really need to. Okay, so you're gonna get ultra here. And yeah, you're not gonna be able to kill a Roadhog, so I'm gonna stop harping on that. Try not to stick a Roadhog unless there's a lot of people around him. Other than that, try not to stick Roadhog. But you still got him down, not bad. Alright. So clean it up pretty well here. So overall, I would say the biggest thing about this is at the very beginning, position yourself to the side of the enemy. Don't go straight towards, and don't go straight towards them with your team. Right? You always want to be in the battle before the battle actually starts. Right? Because imagine this: if you have two people going towards at each other, you have two teams, and they're already shooting at each other at the same time. If you're in the front, you're just going to take a lot of damage. What you're supposed to be doing as Tracer is actually going towards the back and already be on the sideline when your team engages the enemy. You don't want to be in the front. So, other than that, be a little bit closer to your enemy when you stick them, and try not to stick Roadhogs. I would say even a Winston is better to stick, other than Roadhog. But yeah, let's get on to the next round. Alright, so it looks like you guys are sticking with the same comp. You guys switched out the Winston for a Diva. I do feel that Diva Winston is really, really good, are really, really good together. And yeah, that's what happens actually. If you stick with your team, right? You don't want to be sticking with your team when you go out the front. So right here, you could be using your triple blinks to actually go ahead like that Genji is. You should be past the Genji already and be walking towards the left or all the way on towards the right, maybe flanking here. Because at this point, you're right next to the Diva. And they can see the Diva very easily. A lot of shots are going to be going after the Diva or even a hook like that. And if you're with the team, you're going to be taking a lot of unnecessary damage. So usually, at first, say it again, but don't stick with your team when you first start off as Tracer. Always be the one to kind of go off to the side. But don't dive too deep though. If you dive too deep, you're going to get picked off as well. So it's kind of like a fine line in between how far you're supposed to go. Right. And it's hard to kind of find that fine line, but it just comes with experience. And just making sure that your team is pushing one direction and you're kind of not in the exact same area. I do see that you switched to Soldier because of the Pharah. Kind of a good switch, not too bad, but I feel like since there's a lot of high ground here, you can take care of the Pharah pretty easily as Tracer. You can go on the high ledges, and as long as you're careful with your blinking and good with your positioning, you can deal a lot of damage against the Pharah. The Pharah doesn't have a mercy on her. Like here, you can actually stick around here and do a lot of damage with the Pharah. Or against the Pharah. You don't necessarily have to play Soldier here. But it seems like you're doing okay so far. Not too bad.
Okay.
But to be honest, if you're more comfortable on Tracer, Tracer is not horrible against Pharah. Not horrible. On this map at least. If there is like a wide open area with no high ground, then yes, Soldier would be a better pick. But here, just kind of figure out what kind of map you're playing on. If you can get high ground and be on the same level as Pharah, play Tracer instead. You can get on the high level around the point, right on the point right there. You can actually stand right there at that ledge right there. You can blink there, you can blink back and forth here, and usually the Pharah is hovering around this area. You can actually shoot her with Tracer. Not too bad. I deal with Pharah pretty well as Tracer on King of the Hill especially. A lot of the time, most King of the Hill maps, they have a lot of high ledges and levels.
Yeah.
Rip. So kind of peeking out. I'm not exactly sure if your Diva was baiting you. Kind of. Looked like the Diva was kind of baiting you. Oh, okay, they were being pushed back. Yeah, right here, if they're being pushed back and your team isn't pushing up, you don't really need to be aggressive here at the moment. There's a lot of spam going through here. You should only push in after your Diva goes through because your Diva fell back. And right here, since your tanks fell backwards, you are actually farther up than the rest of your team. And that's really dangerous as Soldier because, you know, and that's how they have a Mei too. Yeah. So you can get frozen, you can get hooked. A lot of damage that could be going on. Kind of want to be behind your tanks. It's kind of like a shield, but you don't really have a shield. Right. Pretend that you have a shield, and the shield is your Diva or your Roadhog. Right. That's what I would say.
Haven't even seen the point.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit too far. Okay, backing up.
Okay, let's.
And you also don't need to pop your ult. You don't need to use your healing pad at the moment because you're being healed by the Ana. There's an Ana behind you.
Okay.
Right? And also, is that an Ana? Yeah, I hear an Ana behind you. Yeah, there's an Ana, and also you have an Orb of Harmony on you already. So you really don't need to be using your healing pad if your team is healing you already. And right here you have 15 health, and now your team isn't healing you, so you're kind of screwed at this moment. Yeah, if you're in range with healers, just let them heal you first, so you don't have to go and get health packs and kind of be stuck without your healing pad. So this is kind of a messy round. Your team wasn't really pushing in together as a group. Everybody was spread out all over the place, and I think that's actually pretty good for you to play Tracer at that moment. If your team isn't really like pushing too hard in one area, then Tracer does really good at like going from the sides, kind of picking and poking here and there, left and right. If you're trying to do that as Soldier though, it's kind of hard for you to kind of escape if you're in that kind of situation, and you can't really do so much burst damage. So I feel like Tracer I think you should stick a little bit more to Tracer with the way your team is playing. It's one of the hardest things to do is figure out how your team plays. If your team doesn't play together, then you kind of want to like be in their back line, kind of on the sideline, doing some pick damage until your team can get a pick. But if your team is working together and diving all together, you want to be pushing with your team, right? So Tracer isn't a one-dimensional hero. There's a lot of things that you can be doing. There's a lot of different strategies that you can play around with. And again, you could have been blinking in left and right towards the side here, or a little bit ahead instead of waiting. But yeah. And the Winston jumped on you since you were in front of the enemy or in front of your team. So yeah, I would be at the back right here. Usually, on this side of the map, or on this map, I would be going across this ledge right here. Blink first, go towards the left side right here, blink behind them, and kind of poke in and out of there. Once they're looking at you, your team can push forward and they can do a lot of damage. I would not be going towards the right here because it's kind of dangerous. It's very open here. There's a lot of Pharah play here. A lot of Widow play here as well. So if you're on the right side, Widow can pick you off really easily. You can get booped off by Lucio. A lot of open damage here. So the best thing I would do on this map is just go towards the left side. Blink ahead, be ahead of your team. Keep that in your mind. And don't stick with your team as much. Alright. So it looks like you're down a healer. At this point, I would kind of back up a little bit. Yeah, okay, you're down. Okay, you're down 3 healers, and your team is just getting rolled here. Yeah, just back it up just a little bit. Okay, you're sticking onto the side, which is not bad. At least you're not like in the front line, right? Where all the damage is being thrown at. Alright, so yeah, you're taking a lot of damage at the moment. I would say just back up right now. Everybody's taking, or everybody's looking this direction. If everybody's looking in your direction, you don't want to be in there as Tracer. You kind of want to be picking your battles, and that's what's the strong part of playing Tracer, right? Okay. Nice, nice. So this position is good. I like it. I like it. Ooh, ooh. Okay, good job. Got one, you got a stick on the Roadhog. Okay, not bad. Alright, so that was an okay stick. Like, you were really close to the Roadhog. And even though I would not normally stick a Roadhog, that seemed to turn out pretty well for you. So it's okay. But usually I would, since like Roadhog is kind of like a half hero on whether or not you should stick him or not, right? Because since he's using his ult, he's not going to be able to heal it up, which is good for you. But then if he's not using his ult, then it would be kind of weird to stick him because, well, he can just heal it up. Right? So at that, there are certain times to stick Roadhog, and you actually stuck him at the right time when he was using his ult. Because if he's in the middle of using his ultimate, he can't heal himself, right? He's going to be busy trying to shoot left and right, left and right, left and right, and then healers have to heal him. And then if you actually do that, you can actually spray him down when he's using his ultimate. So that was a good stick on the Roadhog. The healer's in the back. Ooh, you almost one-clipped the Yana. Pretty good. Yana's pretty weak. Not exactly sure where the Yana is at the moment. Alright, holding your E for recall. It looks like the Ana got the health pack and kind of got onto the point. But that was good. I like that. Normally, I would use my... I would hold down my recall, which you did there. Because it allows you to negate any damage that is incoming. Very nice stick, actually.
Let's go.
That was actually a very nice stick because of the fact that they were in this corridor here, right? It's very, very little space. There's a little space to move, and I think that's actually one of the best places for you to use your ultimate. And the fact is that you were really far away, you aimed it really high, and you kind of lobbed it. That was actually a pretty good stick. Not too bad. But of course, being closer would be better, for sure. Because if you were in an open area, they could easily dodge that, I think. But yeah, I think the rule still applies there.
So it's not a matter.
The closer you are to your opponent, the easier it is to stick them. The less chance they have to avoid the ultimate. The void stick. So yeah, just keep that in your mind. Rule of thumb. Be as close as you can before sticking somebody. Yeah, a lot of Winsons are flying all over the place. Alright, nice job. You guys are able to keep the point. Don't really need to take the health pack. Don't need to take the health pack.
Deep this time.
It's only 14 health, to be honest. Your team, it could be used for your team to gain ultimate charge on you. You don't, like, they can heal you and you can get the ultimate charge, right? You're not in a big, dangerous situation. Alright, so right here, I think you can actually be a little bit more aggressive. You don't have to stick up here because the team is a little bit far from you. What you can do is you can jump up here to this ledge, jump up there one more time, and then you can get on top of this structure here. And this is actually a very strong place for you to hold. Because if you're up here, you can poke from the top. You can also jump down here on this side and poke from there, be a little bit closer, and then recall back up again. Here, this is also nice if the enemy is running towards this way. But if they go towards the opposite direction, you're kind of just like, well, you're spraying from far range. And you don't want to be too far from the enemy, right?
Thanks, give up.
Okay, so now, yeah, that's a good time for you to get the health back, because you're half health. But I try to be a little bit more conservative on grabbing those. I think a lot of your teammates could be using them a little bit more than you. Ooh, very dangerous for you to pop your ultimate there. First of all, there's a Mei, and also there is a Diva. Don't want to be using your ultimate right in front of a Diva as well as a Mei. If you want to stick a Mei, you want to stick her as she comes out of her ice block, or you know that her ice block is on cooldown. Because if you stick a Mei and she's fast enough, and you don't know if her ice block is on, she can just pop her ice block and you just waste it. It's kind of like a Diva, right? Make sure Diva is out of mech before you pop her ultimate, before you pop your ultimate on her, and make sure the Mei ice block is on cooldown before you use your ultimate. I do like that you're focusing on the Ana though in the back line. Very, very nice. Going for the healers, doing a pretty decent job on that.
Shit.
Kind of, yeah, you're aggressive here, but not too bad. So this position is good. You're poking in and out, left and right. You're not diving too deep. Getting rid of the Roadhog. Nice job. Dodging those hooks. Alright, so it's overtime. Your soldier is cleaning up for you. Not too bad. Going for the people that are trying to get onto the point. That's what I like to do too. So they can't contest. Or actually, when they contest, they're low on health and the team can clean up pretty quickly, right?
Nice, nice.
Alright, good job. Not bad. A much better round than your first 2 rounds, I think. So, the only thing I could say about this one is, again, very beginning of the round, get a bit of positioning, you know, start off at a different angle, not to be with your team. Because once you get picked off right away as Tracer, it's like a 5v6, and your team loses the first point right away. And that's actually a pretty big loss because of the fact that you have to catch up. Right? You have to catch up. What happens if you never get the point and you go to overtime from 0 to 99? It could happen. Right? So you always want to be the first one to get the point. It's usually the best. Alright, so we're on this map again. Let's see how this goes. Should be doing a triple blink here. Going towards the left or right. Never down the middle. And I don't know if you're really communicating with your team so much. I can't really hear your mic as well. It looks like your mic is muted. Which is okay. I mean, it's not too bad, but of course, it's better to have your mic on as much as you can, so you can communicate more, see who's low, talk about what you picked off, what you didn't pick off.
Nice.
And yeah, right there, being in the front lines, again, easy pickings for the enemy team. So I think the main thing to focus on is positioning throughout this entire thing. Your mechanics are very good when it comes to aiming, at least. Like your gun aiming is very, very consistent. I see that whenever you track your team, your enemy, like it's pretty on point. You don't really miss that much. But in your sticking accuracy, it can be used a little bit more effectively. But I already talked about how you can increase it like that. Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. Alright, I talk about it. You do very well. So yeah, just see how much easier it is for you to stick people whenever you're like right in front of their face, right? If they fill up your entire screen, just push Q and you have like a much higher chance to stick them. Really good.
Come back, come back.
Okay. So at this point, you don't really need a contest. Your team is kind of grouping up a little bit. Oh, actually, they're pushing up. Okay. So I see that you're trying to keep the contest for your team, so which is good. I was wrong. Okay. Nice, nice. So right now you should be, yeah, you could be slightly aggressive here, sticking the Roadhog. You definitely could have gone for the Ana. The Ana was closer to you, actually. The Ana was really close to you. She was right in front of your face. So I would say stick the Ana instead. I would understand if that was a Reinhardt. Right here, you can just stick the Ana right there next to your left side. So go for healers if you can. I know it's very tempting to stick a Roadhog because it's a huge target, right? But yeah, try not to. Alright. So right here at this point, yep, I would go towards the left. You're a little bit low on health. Yeah, you're a little bit too afraid to go in and dive in. That would have been a perfect moment for you to go into the backline of the enemy, because the enemy team was too busy dealing with your soldier's visor. And if they're looking towards one direction, you can be in the backline destroying them. Okay, so use your teammates' opponent or your teammates' ultimates as a distraction for yourself. Yeah, a little bit too greedy there. To be honest, if you take a look, the Mei was purple. Right here. Not too sure if you saw it, but at this moment right here, purple right there. So if the Mei is purple, if she uses her ice block, she doesn't get healed throughout. So that means you don't actually have to use a pulse bomb to kill her. Pulse bombs on Mei when they're in the ice block, usually you want to use it whenever they're full health, or they're going to get full health, and then the pulse bomb just sticks them and just destroys all of it. Right. But right now, look how much life she has. She has 2 bars, and she's not getting any of it back because of the grenade. And when she pops out, you don't really need to use your ultimate. You can honestly just wait until she comes out, and then just finish her off with your pistols. Yeah, it could have saved you an ultimate there if you actually saw the grenade. Maybe you didn't, not too sure. But in case you didn't know, Mei does not get healed through her with her ice block if she has her grenade on her. It doesn't get rid of the grenade.
Look this one.
Yeah, I think you're focusing the hog
Nice one.
quite a bit. Just a little bit too much at this moment. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I do think it's okay for you to focus tanks. It's not a big problem, actually. But if you focus the tanks and you get your ultimate, you have to be using those ultimates on the squishies. Because if you use it on the tanks, you're not going to be able to kill the tanks 100% of the time. And you're kind of wasting your time picking at the tanks and then wasting your ult on them and not killing them. I do this strategy quite a bit often, actually. I focus the Roadhog and the Gorilla, or the Monkey, or Reinhardt slash Winston for ultimate charge. Once I get my ult, I look for a squishy to pop it on. Or somebody that will die to my ultimate for sure. And allows you to get a lot of post bombs, and as long as you're using it on targets that will die to it, then you're being efficient. So try not to use it on big tanks unless it's like a big, unless it's a guaranteed kill, usually. So, Zarya would be a good pick for you to pop your target on or post bomb on.
I will try to keep my Discord.
Even Winston as well, Reinhardt as well. But I think Roadhog would be the last one. Okay, so now you have a Zarya on your team. Let's see how this goes. Zarya and Tracer are really good together, I think. Very, 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 very good. As long as you guys are communicating with each other, you can get a lot of graph pulse bombs. So I'm hoping to see quite a bit because of the fact that Zarya will be able to get rid of his, the D.Va since she's in her mech most of the time, right? Okay, so you got a Discord on the Roadhog, which is why I think you're going after him. Going after Discorded targets is one of the most important things as Tracer because they die much faster. And they're much weaker. You can pretty much say that they have 30% less life. Ooh.
Come back if you can.
Rip. Alright. Next, Death. Again, sticking with the team too much. It's a consistent problem showing up over and over and over again.
Nice, let's go.
Going for the health pack.
Wow.
Okay, at this point, I don't think it would be very beneficial for you to contest here. Yeah, you could actually just be diving in on the opponents on their backline instead of trying to contest because your team was 2 down. Your team was 2 down at that point. And even if you contest and you take the point, you're going to be pretty much... You're not going to be able to take the point, right, by yourself. Because if you're contesting and you have 5 or 6 people against you and you have 2 people down, the most amount of people that can help you is 3. Even if you cap the point, what's going to happen? They're going to come back and try to take the point, and you're going to have like 2 to 3 people max coming to try to help you. And it's going to be a very uneven match, and you're kind of just like not really doing much. You're kind of just stalling a little bit, and you're not really getting a lot of percentage. What you want to be doing at this point is to kind of get a really good pick, so then when your team comes in the next time, it's in your favor, and then you can actually take the point and keep the point. So I would only contest that point if you know you can keep it. Like, let's say it's like a 2v2 and your team is kind of going against each other and they're fighting, then sure, you can try to contest or sneak the point. But then if your team is down already and you're like getting pushed back, it's not really a good idea for you to try to contest as Tracer. Alright, so you're sticking to Roadhog again. Not really doing much there. Pretty unfortunate. I think Reaper would be a really, really good pick here. Like, you don't actually have to stick Tracer here. I know Tracer is really fun. Right here, if I were you, I would actually switch off and play Reaper. Reaper is very good against Roadhog, against not too bad against D.Va, but since Roadhog seems to be giving you a lot of trouble, Reaper would be doing very, very well against them. Alright, using the health pack from the soldier, not bad. Good to do that instead of grabbing the health pack, as usual. Okay. Alright, so you're pushing with your team, which is really good, and on your ultimate. Yeah, I think if you were trying to stick to D.Va, it's not really, honestly, it's not really worth it to try to stick her, especially if she's out of her mech and not looking at you. You can just put a few rounds into her and you can kill her. The only time that you would want to stick a D.Va is right when she comes out of her mech, so then she doesn't run around all the time and just cause you guys a lot of trouble. If you can get rid of her, that saves you time and energy in trying to kill her. But at this moment, she's already out of her mech, and it doesn't really matter too much. And also, if you have a Zarya, you want to save your ultimate for the Zarya, and I think it goes off right here. Right as you pop your ultimate, it just goes off. One of the most important parts when it comes to playing Zarya and Tracer is to communicate with your Zarya. Ask her how much ultimate she has. If she has at 80%, save for it, and then ask her when she's about to throw it, or just don't use your ultimate if you see that she has her ultimate. Wait for it to go down, and then you can follow up with it. Because it was literally right after you use your ultimate, and it feels really bad. I know. It sucks. But you guys were still able to take it. You guys were still able to take it. Not the end of the world. Not too horrible. Well, you probably would have been able to take the point a lot faster and not give them that much percentage. Because this is that's what you want. You don't want them to get so much free percentage because of the fact that you guys are really close. It's 2-2. This is the last round. Main thing for you to do is try to stall for your team as much as you can if they get on the point at this moment. Try to get as much percentage because they're at 91%. That's super close. All they have to do is take the point once and they can pretty much win. Okay. Okay. You're picking at them. Not bad. Yeah, you're getting the health pack a little bit too often, I think. You're at 120 lives. And you're only going to be getting 30 health from the health pack. You could just stick to your teammate. Stick around the Lucio, get your health a little bit. Let him build his ult charge instead of getting the health pack. Ooh, that was a whiff. Okay. Well, you guys are actually able to hold this. You guys are actually holding it. Or maybe not. Using your recall to try to contest it a little bit. Oh, 56. Okay, now it's a good time to get a health pack for sure. Stick on the point. Yep. Contest. Keep contesting. Jumper job. You don't have to be directly onto the point. You can be like in the corner. You need to contest here. Okay, that was a little unfortunate actually. I think you could have contested it a little bit more. Just a teeny bit. You're at 150 health right here. So right here. Because the fact is, you pretty much want to risk everything to not let them take the point. Because if they take the point, you lose. Because they're at 91. Imagine this. If they take the point, what you have to do is you have to retake the point because they're for sure going to get 9% because of the timer, right? So they're going to get 9%. And basically, if they get this point, you have to take it back in order to not lose. So at this point, I think it's very, very worth it for you to risk your life to kind of keep contesting so they don't actually get any more percentage or they don't actually take it. Because right here, if you take a look, once you recall, you're at 150 life, right? And your team is right there. Your team is right there, really, really close. All you have to do is stall for 2 more seconds. And then if you stall for 2 seconds, your team can come in and continue stalling. And that would be a better trade for you. You can actually get more percentage that way. And by chance, your team might actually be able to hold it and the team may not take it. And they might not win the game. That's pretty much Tracer's job, is to contest for as long as they can. And I think he kind of gave it up right here. You had one more blink, you could have blinked towards the left. And at this point, your D.Va just got to the point right there. 1 second. So I think he could have contested for 1 second longer with 150 HP. No problem, I don't think. But yeah, like this is what's happening right now. They're at 98%. And for sure, I mean, your team is dying, but you would still be continuously contesting. The point would be yours right now, right? At this moment, the point would be yours if you contested. And you'd be getting all that percentage. It wouldn't be overtime for them. I think you guys would be at around 80% right now. And getting 80% and 85%. And you guys took it. So right now you'd be at like around 85%. And let's take a look, 60%. So if you get up to 75%, you guys probably would have won it already. It was a very, very big move. Very, very... yeah, 75%. You guys would have won at this moment. That's a feels bad. So yeah, that's a very important tip. Very important tip. Try to stall for as long as you can. Don't give up the point as much as you can. It may seem like a small mistake, but it is actually a very, very big mistake that could have turned your team, turned the game around, I think. It could have actually made you just win at that moment. Because right now, it's it's like, you didn't lose yet, but it's kind of, it could have been won. That's what I'm saying. It could have been won already. Okay, they're coming in with other ults. Dropping the beat as well. You're 2 down already at the moment, and yeah, still using your ult. Yeah, that's over. I think. Yeah, they're gonna get up with time, and then it's gonna be over. Yeah, it's a fuse bad. Ugh. That sucks. You're still trying to contest here, which is pretty good, but yeah, it was very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Okay, I'm not gonna put the blame definitely on that one specific moment, but it's that could have changed. That could have made a really big difference if you were able to contest there. So let's take a look at it again. Take a look at it one more time. So right here, what I'm trying to do is put myself in your shoes. All right, so you're right here, and I just want to make sure that we go over one more time. Very important, very important. Right, so you're here and you have 1 blink. Even here at this point, you could just blink towards the left side and back to your team, and they can protect you a little bit better. If you blink backwards, you're going a little bit deep. You don't know who's behind you. That's the bad thing about blinking backwards too. Right here, there could be somebody behind you. There could be an Ana behind you. There could be somebody like flanking, and you might not even. You're kind of blinking backwards blindly, and it's kind of scary here at the same time. Right. So, yeah, tough one. And yeah, there's a grenade. And rip. But yeah, that is the end of this analysis. Quite a rough game to lose. Quite a rough game to lose. Very close. Yeah, you should be kicking yourself. It's not horrible. I mean, I do make mistakes like that sometimes. But it's kind of good to be a little bit more aggressive as Tracer. Contest, be annoying as much as possible. I think your overall playstyle is a little bit safe. Just a tad bit safe. It kind of shows throughout when you're like sticking with your team. Holy crap. Quad kill. Nice. But you're sticking with your team a lot. At the very beginning of the battle, you're pushing with your team. You're not going off to the side. You're not going alone. You're not like going to the back line. You're not positioning yourself that direction. As Tracer, that's kind of what your strong suit is. Your strong suit is to attack from different angles, surprise the enemy, and not be with the enemy, or not be with your team, unless your team is running dive. If your team is running dive, okay, that's fine to push to the front because your Winston's taking the meat of the damage. He is jumping in first. Being a distraction. But if your team is not running dive, what you really want to be doing is, blink first, get out of there, go from the sides, distract them while your team pushes up. And yeah, I think I harped on those things a lot. I'm pretty sure it's stuck in your head right now, which is good. It's supposed to be. That's what you want to be thinking about, especially at this higher SR level. It's not really mechanics that you are worried about, or you should be worried about. Your aiming is on point. Good job. I really think your aiming is pretty good. It's higher than average, other than your sticking. The main thing about your pulse bomb, use it whenever you're closer to your enemy, and use it on targets that are more guaranteed to die from it. Reinhardt is a better hero to stick on, but there was no Reinhardt. I know that. But for a tank, stick a Reinhardt, and if it's not a Reinhardt that you can stick healers or DPS. Stick anybody else that is a guaranteed kill. They didn't have a Zarya on the enemy team, so they couldn't really protect the teammates with bubbles as well. So it should have been free pickings for you to do a lot of damage with your pulse bomb. You got it a lot. You had a lot of pulse bombs that game because you were focusing the Roadhog, which is okay. Like I said, different strategies on how to take out the enemy team. Build up your ultimate on tanks, and then throw your pulse bomb on the enemy team. Or the squishies. That's what I was trying to say. So yeah, main things. Work on your positioning, flank around the backside, don't stick with your team too much. Secondly, when you have a Zarya on your team, concentrate on communicating with your Zarya and make sure that you pop your ult at the same time. And your third overall tip is to build your ultimate charge on tanks and then use your pulse bombs on smaller targets, and also be closer to your targets whenever you pop your ultimate. Don't try to be too far away. Be as close as you can to them whenever you want to pop them. And I think that's about it. Yeah, a lot of grinding, a lot of drilling into your head about what I think should have been done better. Be a little bit more annoying. Try to contest for longer. Don't let the enemy team get the point for free if you don't have to. Be a little bit more mindful of what's going on when it comes to the timer and how much percentage. That can make a really big difference to the game. But yeah, overall a good effort. Very good effort. You were really close. Very close. You guys are so close to winning that game. But yeah, I do appreciate the submission, COIL. Good job. Really brave of you for you to have me drill on you in front of a lot of people. I know it's tough, but I only mean it for a good heart. I only mean it in a good heart. I think it's best for you kind of get that kind of drilling to help you improve overall. So don't take this the wrong way. I might have been a little bit harsh, but yeah, I hope that drilling it into your head a lot makes it so then it sticks with you. Stay confident, stay positive, and I think you will be able to climb out of diamond into masters. Pretty much just stick to those big tips that I talked about, and yeah, you definitely improved. But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, guys, everybody. For those of you who want to submit your own gameplay, you can submit it at dibzgaming@hotmail.com. I will appreciate the original video itself, so I don't have to re-record it again, and it'll be at better quality as well. If you guys want to have your gameplay put in front of everybody else's, I do have a stream. It's twitch.tv/d1bz, and if you're in there for long enough, you get these kind of points, and you can submit those points, and once you get a certain amount, I will put your VOD in front of everybody else's. People are getting close to the 10,000 mark, and so yeah, I'm going to be doing those first before I do all the other ones that are submitted through YouTube. So I just keep that in mind. And if you have any questions, just again, submit it to dibzgaming@hotmail.com. And yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and peace out. Catch you guys in the next one.
Round one, capture the objective. I have spotted the enemy.
Much better.
I am claiming the objective.
Oh man.
Their hog is sleeping in the room. Not
Oh,
anymore.
nice.
Back in the fight.
That's so nice. Wow, nice.
Bombs away. Ever get that feeling of deja vu?
Sorry, Chen.
My bad.
We gotta push him back.
Anna is one, Anna one.
Now, where were we?
Oh,
Oh fuck, I was just right on that.
some test maybe? Okay. Just back.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Just back.
Yeah.
Let's combo.
Nano boost almost ready.
Okay, now it's ready.
Wait.
Wanna go, Genji?
Oh, man.
Okay. Yeah. Nice sleep.
Time's up. Back in the fight.
Move up at my position.
Much better.
Taking the objective. Support requested.
Nice. What just happened?
That's not right.
There we go. Ooh, yeah.
Genji in the house.
Você vai.
Experience tranquility.
Last round. 1. Score 1-0. Capture the objective.
With me?
Greetings.
I have my.
Oh fuck. Upgrade.
Oh man.
Group up at my position.
We're all soldiers now.
The objective is now active.
And you?
Thank you.
My ultimate is ready.
No rest for the weary.
Justice reigns from above.
Oh man.
Okay.
I'll show them.
Can we do something, please?
My ultimate is fully charged. Get in there. Is there yet?
This will help.
Yeah.
Knock me down and I'll keep getting back up.
Haven't even seen the point.
My ultimate is charged. Anyone
Okay,
need
let's-
some healing.
Go.
Feeling powerful. Not even angry. Experience patched up. I've got you.
Round 2.
Okay.
Oh.
Score 1-1. 2-1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
Yes. Dive
The
in.
objective is now active.
Yeah, their hog is dominating us.
My ultimate is charging.
There we go. Justice reigns.
Oh man. Nice. Got it.
Go first.
Nice bomb.
My name written all over.
أنا هاخد بالي منه.
Tranquility.
Just in time.
Nano boost is ready to deploy.
Wicked.
Group up.
They switched off Farah.
But I need a timeout. I'm on fire.
3 picks, let's go.
Really?
He's still only 4, so it's not a man advantage.
I'm on the objective.
Lucia point.
Winston's behind.
Much better.
Don't go too deep this time.
My ultimate is ready.
Thanks, Diva.
Get healed.
My ultimate is charging. Now, where were we? Here we go.
Time to raise my APM.
Feel. Oh man. Nice. Shit. Oh my.
Stay out of my way.
Walk it off.
Nice, nice.
Round 3, 1. Score 2-1. Round 4. Capture the objective.
Enemy spotted. Ever get that feeling of deja vu?
Oh fuck.
Nice.
If you got advantage, kill the Rodak and we're fine.
Field activated.
Locking down the objective.
Right on target.
Nice. Good.
Nano boost is ready to deploy. Don't worry, I got it.
Shit, come back, come back.
There we go.
My ultimate is ready.
Just in time. Much better. Gotcha.
Easy enough.
There we go.
Killing them consistently. Just not consistently fighting.
Locking down the objective.
Drop your visor and drop the beat.
Much better.
Nice one.
I'm feeling unstoppable.
Let's try that again.
Look this one.
Much better.
Nice one.
Take cover.
And
I am unstoppable.
Round 4. Yes. Score 2-2.
Game on.
Round 5.
I don't get
Capture
big.
the objective.
Yep, like that.
Heal up.
The objective is
Emulate that feed, Deja vu.
Come back if you can.
Mecha activated. Whew. Back to
My
work.
tactical visor is charging.
nice, let's go.
Back in the fight.
Wow.
Taking the point.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Thanks.
Nano boost is charged.
Come on, guys.
Gotcha.
Here's one.
Experience tranquility.
Get healed.
Device one.
Tactical visor activated.
Oh man, I'm flipping.
I'm feeling unstoppable.
Here you go. Fire at will. The objective is mine.
I am on fire! Everyone follow me. Go there.
enemy contact.
Going left.
The objective is under attack.
Let's try that.
Ah!
Come on, guys.
Come on, everyone on the point.
Wow. Wait too late.
That, oh.
Healing enough.
Oh, you look tired.
I'm back in the fight.
Experience tranquility.
动住，不许走。
Ay, pala.
Ahlan, nano boost is charging.
Contact.
My ultimate is charging.
Come out and face me.
Back home.
Behind you.
Just need some.
Drop the beat.
Oh man. This bot.
Lights off.
Yeah, that does it. Feels very tight. No can do.